Welcome back. Finally today we're going to make fish fingers with tartare sauce. Rather than buying those preservative packed processed fish fingers from the supermarket, I much prefer to make them myself, using a nice fresh fillet of fish just like this. The trick though to getting the kids to eat them is to make them nice and square, so we're going to have a crack at that too. To make them you're going to need breadcrumbs, plain flour, egg and our fillet of fish. So to start off with, we're going to need to trim up our fish on my nice blue board for seafood. So try and square this off. And there we go, we've got a nice rectangle. Now we just need to take our slices through. I reckon from here I'll get about 8. You can use any type of fish for this. I love barramundi, but you could use flake or blue grenadier or anything at all. The trick with this is to not make them too big as well, because you want to make sure that the fish cooks in time with the crumbs around it. So for our egg wash, egg in, and then I'm just going to use just a little bit of water. So whip up your egg wash. You can use milk if you like. I don't think it really needs it. Water does the job. Set it up and we can start crumbing these. A trick when you're crumbing is to do it all in bulk. Do all your flour at once, then all your egg. Well, this one's not sliced through. But do all your flour, then do all your egg, and then do all your crumbs. Apart from keeping your hands a lot cleaner, it makes the job a lot quicker. And you get a really good result as well. So that's the last of them. Into our egg wash, flour can disappear. And now we're going into our crumbs. So I'll grab a fresh plate and pop these all into our crumbs. It also helps when you're crumbing to just use one hand for the dry ingredients and one hand for the wet, but it's a little bit late for that now. Give it a shake and we'll just do these one by one. On they go. Once again, just trying to keep them as rectangle as possible. So now that those are crumbed up nicely, I'll put them in the fridge to set and we can get started on our tartare. Making tartare sauce isn't as scary as it might seem, but I'm going to break it down into 2 stages today. Firstly, I'm going to make the mayonnaise, but if you don't think you're up to that, just come join me in stage 2, grab a coffee or something. But this mayonnaise, nice and easy. All we're going to need is egg, oil and water. So let's get started. In goes your egg, and I lied, a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Now we're going to add some water, a little bit more. Basically tartare sauce is just made with a really thick mayonnaise, so that's why normally if I was making a normal mayo I'd add more water, but less water means a thicker mayonnaise. So 2 hands here, first hand with my whisk. Alright, and we'll just start adding the oil slowly. It's as easy as this. If I can get it in the bowl. I think where people go wrong when they're making mayonnaise is by not adding water to it. A lot of people just try and do it with just eggs and oil, and it's never going to work. It's really important to add water to it, and that loosens it off and it really helps emulsify the two. If you don't have water, then that finds it really hard to bind it together. So you just want to keep adding your oil slowly. Emulsify, word number 4. So this is thickening up beautifully now. So that's stage 1 done now, but I'm not going to need this much mayonnaise. So I'll just take a little bit out. Anyone waiting for stage 2, make sure you come back to the TV now. And there we have our beautiful mayonnaise. That goes to the side because now we've got the rest of our ingredients that turn that into a tartare sauce. What you're going to need is some seeded mustard, some lemon juice, some dill, very important dill, a pickled cucumber or gherkin or pickle or whatever you want to call it, and just some capers as well. To start off with, we're going to cut up this stuff though. Some people put anchovies in as well, but I'm not massive on them, so I leave them out. So you want to keep this nice and chunky because it gives your sauce a bit of texture. And even if you are going to buy your mayonnaise rather than make it yourself, making your own tartare is a really big difference. With these, just rough chop. You need to make sure that you cut these up pretty fine because they can be quite salty if you cop a full one. Next to go in is our dill. Be quite generous with your dill. It does have a strong flavour, but it's got a beautiful flavour. So once again, just rough chop, and in that goes. Now, seeded mustard, in that goes. And lastly, or not lastly, firstly, a bit of salt and pepper. And now lastly, a little bit of lemon juice. The pickled cucumber will give it a bit of acidity, so you don't need to add too much lemon juice, just gives it a really fresh zing. And now mix that all through. We can't just have tartare sauce, we've still got to fry our fish fingers off. So put it to the side and I'll grab out the fish fingers. So we've made our tartare and we've crumbed our fish. All that's left to do is fry it off. So in it goes, a nice medium heat with a generous amount of oil on the bottom. But just like normal fish fingers, you can cook them in the oven as well if you want to be really healthy. So these have been cooking on that medium heat for around 3 minutes now. They're nice and crisp on the bottom, so we'll give them a flip. They look absolutely sensational. So once they've drained off, straight onto your plate. I reckon these look like fish fingers. I reckon you might be getting away with these. So last one goes on. Bit of our homemade tartare sauce on top. And there we have some beautiful fish fingers. But if you want to take it to the next level, couple of slices of bread, bit of cheese, beautiful fish finger sandwich. No, I'm just kidding, too good for that. If you need any of tonight's recipes, then they're all available on the website. And make sure you become a fan on Facebook for all the latest and greatest news and some more photos of me. But that's all we've got time for this week. I'll see you next time. Let me know if I'm in the way.